The tech web is a new feature in Civilization Beyond Earth, and it's something that's unique to the franchise. Previously, say for example in Civ 5, all your technologies were researched in a linear fashion. This ultimately meant that depending on your difficulty level and how you played the game, you were able to complete wonders fairly quickly, or at least quicker than your opponent, giving you a sizable advantage in the game. With a technology where both you and your opponent are given a wide array of choices of technology to pick from, you can, say for example, focus on one specific affinity, and you can then go and click on the technology that you want to research in order to give you more points in that tree and ultimately bring you closer to your specific victory condition. However, it's also the case where your opponent also has the same choices, and they may lead into some very different technology combinations. The side effect of this is that you may not find yourself being able to construct all the wonders that you want in the game, and you need to make some very hard choices about what path your civilization ultimately will end up on. This is one of the things that's going to transform a mediocre player from a great player, is being able to exploit the tech web to your advantage very early on in the game. Certain technologies inside the tech web have what are called affinity points. Now, when you research these technologies, you get experience points towards your chosen affinity, and these are all colour-coded: yellow for supremacy, red for purity, and turquoise for harmony. As you start getting more points in your chosen affinity, you will then also start to have control over greater units, and even some very, very unique units to that affinity. The same can also be said of your opponent. Your opponent will be making some very, very critical choices as to where they're going to be going. In the Civilization series, one of the best things is being able to play how you want to play. If you, for example, disable the victory conditions, you will then have a slightly different way of playing. Instead of becoming the ultimate goal to domination, the affinities via the tech web will become your way of countering your opponents. You'll then be able to judge how your opponent is reacting and then choose the appropriate technologies on the tree in order to counteract what your opponent's doing. On the tech web, you'll find that you'll have a home technology for each tree. Now, this home technology is the overarching theme for that specific subset of technologies. For example, habitation is what you start off with. It then leads to two sub-technologies that you can research, either pioneering or planetary survey. However, you'll find that some other technologies have other ones you can research afterwards. For example, social dynamics has 3 sub-technologies listed under it that you can research in any order. For example, you may feel that you have a supremacy advantage, so you may want to push more points into euthenics, which can then give you more points towards supremacy. You may again feel that you had more points needed for purity, in which case you can then pick human conservation, and that will then give you a point towards purity. It's basically all down to how you want to play the game, and the more technologies that you can research with chosen points for your affinity, the greater you'll be able to further along your desire to play as that particular affinity. But it's all down to how you want to play the game. There are many ways of playing, and I'm sure this is not the only way of doing so.